Steve Lefemine.
Good afternoon, Mr. Lefemine.
Good afternoon, Senator Davis, senators. My name is Steve Lefemine. I'm a Christian pro-life missionary and direct 2 Christian pro-life ministries. 2 of the reasons I oppose the heartbeat bill are, number 1, the heartbeat bill does not establish justice, and number 2, incremental regulation of child murder by abortion will not prevent God's righteous judgment and holy wrath upon this state and nation. First, justice is determined by God's moral law. God, the Creator, gave us the 10 Commandments. The 6th in Exodus 20:13 is, "Thou shalt not kill," in the sense of murder. God requires mankind to establish justice, as in Amos 5:15. Quote, "Hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate." In Micah 6:8, God says he requires of man to, quote unquote, do justly. And in Proverbs 21:3, God says, quote, "To do justice than judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice," end quote. Human life begins at conception, not 6 weeks or more later, at the detection of the child's heartbeat by an ultrasound technician working for those who profit from killing babies. This is a picture of an 8-week-old unborn child. Furthermore, as senators, your oath requires you to, quote unquote, preserve, protect, and defend the South Carolina and U.S. constitutions. The preamble of the latter states one reason for which it was ordained and established was to, quote unquote, establish justice. The heartbeat bill does not. Secondly, incremental regulation of the national sin of American slavery did not prevent God's righteous judgment. In the 1787 Constitutional Convention, during the debate on slavery, George Mason said, quote, "By an inevitable chain of causes and effects, Providence punishes national sins by national calamities," end quote. After decades of national conflict over slavery, national calamity finally came in the form of a national bloodbath, 1861 to 1865, known as the Civil War. I call it the war between Americans. 620,000 Americans died, more than in World War II. Here in South Carolina alone, DHEC reports we have killed over 402,000 children in the womb, 1973 to 2019. Famine, pestilence, and the sword are 3 principal ways God judges nations. Jeremiah 24:10, Ezekiel 6:11 and 12. Incremental regulation of child murder by abortion will not prevent God's righteous judgment and holy wrath upon this state and nation. We already have pestilence, right? So will we repent and establish justice for all pre-birth human beings at fertilization in law without exception, because God says, "Thou shalt not kill," in the sense of murder? Or will we continue to provoke God, inviting the visitation upon America of a national bloodbath as divine judgment for our national sin of child murder by abortion?
Thank you, Mr. Lefemine. Thank you, sir.